Yeah.
You mean for brevity?
They deserve it.
Yeah.
For brevity?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I needed that. That's exactly what I was thinking. How do I get that fixed? Because I knew what it is.
Okay, there's the January, February QSO parties and contests. Well, I am actually. Must be a directional mic. There's the January, February contest QSO parties. Some of these, it's hard to produce in advance because some of them don't put out the information until we've had actually contests that didn't get announced until after the contest. So if you're a contester, you're chasing, like Jim, you're chasing states, be sure and check the state websites or the latest ARRL contest calendar or contestcalendar.com, Bruce Horn's website, to verify the dates and times. And you need to check the rules because a lot of them are now closing off at night. You know, it'll say it's Saturday and Sunday or Friday through Sunday, but they'll stop at 10 o'clock at night, not pick up until 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock the next morning. So check the websites because a lot of the states are starting to do that split. Let's see, Winter POTA is a big deal, and I believe there'll be another slide in a minute that Tom will talk about that, the specifics of that. That's a biggie contest. North American QSO Party phone version, the VHF ARRL all mode contest, and then the CQ Worldwide 160 CW Winter Field Day. The specifics on that. I'm sorry, the Winter POTA. POTAs are hard to find because there are a lot of them are ad hoc. But if you go to the POTA.app website, that lists the official ones. The ones guys that have said, "Hey, I'm going to show up and do this." There's 4. There's a spring, summer, winter, fall that are listed, and then the start of the year there was like a winter POTA. Well, I believe that's the winter POTA, and there's a week long at the beginning as well. So if you're a POTA chaser or you go to the POTA, like Lucian does a lot of POTA activations, you'll need to check that website for the specifics. Okay, this will be February through the meeting, the winter field, the winter phone. There it is. I'm not sure the 1010. I'm right in front of me. The 1010. The phone contest for them is on, as well as the Vermont QSO party, and Minnesota and the Mexico RIDI. You play in that one, Tom? You don't get that one, okay. British Columbia is having a QSO party, and then the CQ Worldwide WPX RIDI. I don't do the RIDI portion, but I like the WPX. That means you collect prefixes, and you can build up huge numbers of prefixes because they're virtually, when you first start out, every call you make is a brand new prefix. South Carolina, and then the ARRL International CW. All right, then I'll give it back to Tom for the specifics. This is a biggie.
Okay, Winter Field Day is coming up at the end of the month. 24th, 25th. Starts our time, 10 o'clock in the morning, goes till 3:59 in the afternoon on Sunday. Pretty straightforward. It's sort of formatted like the regular summer field day. There are only 4 categories. Home, where you operate from your regular home station. Outside, where I guess you move to your garage or or pitch a tent in your backyard or something like that. And there is mobile? Yeah. And what's the 4th one? Indoors, okay. Indoors is the one where you can do it in your garage or something of that nature. Outside, you pitch a tent and mobile driving around, or I guess you could do pedestrian mobile if you wanted to. Go to winterfieldday.org and read the rules. Look at what they call objectives. They're not really bonuses, they're objectives. They've changed a few of them. There are a lot of subtle changes. The new one they added this year is the 12-band objective. In other words, operate on 12 bands. Well, of course, you've got the 5 principal HF bands. Can't operate on the warp bands. That's a no-no. So, you can also operate on 6 meters. Now, how do you get 12 bands? Well, you go to 2 meters, 1.25 meters, 70 centimeters, microwave to get your 12 bands. A lot of the objectives are quite similar to what you will see on field day, but it's kind of a neat gathering. There is going to be a gathering up at the Oklahoma City, what are we calling it now? EOC,
Regional.
the bunker. Okay. It'll be primarily during daytime hours on Saturday and Sunday. It'll be outside. They'll have a tent pitched upstairs on the surface, and you can operate from there.
And we welcome visitors, 4600 North ML King.
That's up by the zoo. Yeah, Dave.
So Wayne and I will be operating from my house, and you're welcome to come by and visit, have a cup of coffee, operate, do whatever. And if you look at the Winter Field Day map that's on the Winter Field Day website, you'll see the actual location, and I think there's a text thing that says directions on how to get there, talk-in frequencies and things like that.
That's another thing. If you plan to operate Winter Field Day, register your station. There's a way you can go on and indicate whether you'll accept visitors or not and what you plan to do.
They've already got 800 stations registered.
800 across the
More
U.S.
than 800 already.
Okay.
And if you're planning to operate, there are a couple of gotchas that aren't readily apparent. One of them they kind of dwell on, and that is that you cannot do FT8 or FT4.
Yeah, the FT8, FT4, pretty much all the FTs, they're not opposed to FT8, but the principle of the event is to be able to handle traffic, which FT8, it can, but the software doesn't exist except in JCS 8, which a lot of folks don't use.
So in lieu of that, use JS8 call, and it has the same functionality essentially as far as transport, and you can get all the credit you want from that, and that's a generally accepted mode.
Yeah, most of the digital activity for Winter Field Day will be on RIDI and PSK, but again, FT8, it's not that they don't like it, it's just it doesn't have the capability to handle traffic.
And a couple more things. If you're going to try to get the Winter Field Day message with using the WinLink, it has to be a direct connection. You cannot connect to W5DRO, for instance. It has to be you from your HF transceiver going out and going through a mail relay station, and that qualifies. Or go through somebody local, and you guys have a pre-programmed message for each other, and that does the exchange, and you both get the points.
Yeah, that's one of the other objectives is you do a message handling on WinLink. Doesn't necessarily have to be the Winter Field Day bulletin, but just I did a message on WinLink.
And one other new thing this year is to be able to do it on Meshtastic. But if you do Meshtastic, just like not being able to use repeaters, it has to be a direct connection to somebody that you exchange a message with.
I shouldn't say it's really a repeater. The only semblance of a repeater is they do allow satellite contacts. So that's another objective. Any questions about Winter Field Day? Okay, moving on, as this is the 250th anniversary of the U.S., there are a couple of special events going on. The ARRL is sponsoring America 250, Work All States. If you can work all 50 states during 2026, you get a special certificate. They have a special certificate if you work all of the W1AW / whatever call zone it will be in. And I forget the third one. There's some special, besides just a plain vanilla flavor, there's if you work all the W1AW portables, if you work ARRL affiliated club stations, and if you get a triple play, i.e. working WAS on phone, CW, and digital. By the way, if you're a tech, you can operate 10 meters and probably have a good shot at getting WAS. Any questions on this one? Oh, and you have to do all the logging through Logbook of the World.
Your list.
You're pointing at something. Oh, the list. We have a list of all of the schedules for the various states. It started with, on the 7th, goes to the end of the year. There are actually two lists there. There's one that's easy to read, and there's the other one that requires an electron microscope to read. Keep in mind, that is subject to change. There are about a half a dozen, I think, territories, whatever, like Guam, Samoa, that have not gotten into the schedule yet. So you'll have to check almost on a weekly basis to see who's who. Oklahoma will have the W5, or the W1AW/5 in March and in August. To sign up to be a W1AW Portable 5 station, it will, you'll have to go through Mark Klein, he'll be the call sign trustee. He'll say, okay, you can operate. Then it allows you to go on and schedule what band, what day, what mode, time frame. Quite similar to how we manage Route 66 on the air. Again, that'll be in March and in August. Any questions? Yeah.
Tom mentioned that the territories have not been assigned yet. Don't assume that the states are going to say, because there's a note on the AR website that says the state check for updates because the state may be unavailable and have to move a week or so. And there's a few weeks that have no contesting because of Christmas week or Thanksgiving week or the National Convention in Dayton. So really check that update probably every Monday or something.
Also, all QSLing for this, so you can get credit, has to go through Logbook of the World. There's no paper QSLs unless the individual W1AW/whatever station says, fine, we're going to send out QSLs. Don't expect a paper QSL from those stations. Okay. Any other questions on America 250? Okay, there's another event. QRZ has USA 250. The objective here is pretty simple. Operate, contact, and QSL with 250 U.S. stations during the year. They have a list of folks that have already achieved this. One good contesting weekend and you could probably do this. But theirs is pretty straightforward, and you have to confirm through the QRZ logbook. Any questions on that one? Okay, Bill?